Hello and welcome to All Four Winds Football in what should most likely be our last Monday night show of 2025. Sad face, you've got 13 seconds-ish to get over it and see you on the other side. Hello, bonjour, lovely to have you all here and your presence for this, the last show, as I say, of 2025 on a Monday. I'm sure we've still got at least one lower league lingo showing us, and you never know, leave one in the back pocket just in case we decide to do something crazy between Christmas and New Year. But you never know. I'll be giving these three certainly some well-earned time off until January when their contracts will be renewed at the same rate of pay, just in case you are wondering. So hello, welcome Emily, lovely to have you here as well. Monday, which one? You'll find out the same moment that I know. Right, so much to talk about, so much to do. You're not though. That's a lie. Look over here. Freya has managed to change hers.
Okay, she changed it after I sent that. Now I look like a desperate.
I didn't even think to do it, but now I'm just like, doing it. I'll join you, Liberty. Don't worry.
I feel like you've stolen Sean's possible one because he could have, Sean could have quite easily been Chanticleers. That would have worked quite nicely.
No, you know what? Do you know the Welsh for Santa, right? Is Sean Corn. So I am technically Santa, but Welsh, and it's just my name. Didn't need to. And as you will find out, I've not put much effort in for these things, so this is fine with me.
Okay, there you go. So there we are. Right, well, round we go. Freya, lovely to have you here. How are you today?
Probably haven't got time, Barry, to be honest. A day with a 1-year-old who isn't well and teething is not for the weak of heart, shall we say. But I'm here, and that's the main thing. And we're going to celebrate football. So 100%. it's a nice distraction. Thank you very much.
100%.
How are you, Barry?
I'm all right. Cracking on. Good. Just done 90 minutes over on the other channel. Back here now, just on 2 little Chicago town pizzas. I'm wasting away, but all is well. I've also been having white chocolate miso flavored popcorn, which I am really not sure about. I've got to be honest. I don't know if I like them or if I don't, but I still ate them all. What a sad life I led. You are frankincense. So you are one of the 3 gifts given to the world in frankincense. That really leaves, must be gold over here, which has to be Santa Simon, surely.
You know how hard it is? I was going for alliteration and then I couldn't think of... I was going for L and then I couldn't think of anything for Christmas for L. So I went with Santa Simon's, which just... I do have a question, though, for the day. Okay, I actually thought of this one last week and then I'm so glad I literally just remembered it right this second because I was going to write it down. Then I didn't, but I've remembered it. And I have a feeling that Sean's going to say I haven't seen it, but... you never know. I know somebody who definitely would say they've not seen it would be Connor if he was here because he's not seen any films ever. But my question today is, what is your favourite plot line in Love Actually? You have to choose one of them. Your favourite one. I would like to know it. I'll go first. My favourite, I think, is Colin Firth with... when he goes away to France, then he goes to the night classes and he learns Portuguese, and I don't really get why he proposes at the end. It's a bit much, too quick, especially when he's technically not going to have divorced his wife yet. But I do think it's really sweet, and when they jump in the water because all of his manuscript's gone, I think it's very sweet, that storyline. So my favourite from Love Actually is Colin Firth's storyline, but please let me know your favourite.
Freya, let's throw you in.
Oh, what a question. It's not my favourite, but the moment that always stays with you is that heartbreaking moment where Emma Thompson listens to Joni Mitchell. And it's just whenever you hear that song, it's just like, Oh, it's absolutely gut wrenching. So yeah, not favorite but iconic. But I think the best bit has to be oh God, what's his name? The little lad when he's running through the airport past the security guards, because the love of his life is going back to America, and he just needs to say goodbye one last time. That's the cutest bit, I think.
Okay, I thought that was Friends, but obviously that was Ross and Rachel. Sean's so upset about that. How dare
Listen,
you?
I don't see many films, but I'm quite offended that you got that mixed up. But it is Martin McFutcheon and Hugh Grant, like it just did. That when he goes round the houses and when that security guard sings Good King's Wenceslas outside the wrong house, they just make their way down the street, and the whole family's there when they answer the door. She's at the top of the stairs. Oh, it's just wonderful. But it's such a good
Can I
film.
give you a fun fact about that scene?
Yes.
Hugh Grant didn't know that the security guy was a proper opera singer.
No.
So that look of shock is a genuine look of shock because he did not know that was about to happen.
That's amazing. That's brilliant.
Which I thought was brilliant, yeah.
Well, that's impressive. Yes, we are on Love Actually at the moment, Connor, and Liberty is very intrigued to know if you have watched it. So please do put in the comments if you've ever seen Love Actually or not. But you know what? That's really difficult for me because it's been a long time since I've watched Love Actually. So I've spent all of the time that you've been sat here talking about it, thinking about the moments, and really there's only two that massively stick out apart from the cards at the end when he knocks on the door and tells him to say it's the carol singers and all that thing. And obviously the first Sean's already got to was Hugh Grant bopping away in number 10 Downing Street in the manner that he does. So that one's absolutely brilliant. Connor, it's just okay. It's unreal. But the other one, and it seems really bizarre to throw this one out, and I'm sure this is from this film, or I'm going to look really stupid if it's not. But Rowan Atkinson wrapping a present. That's right, isn't it?
Yeah, that's from
that's the one.
The department store that I think is supposed to be Liberty's, but isn't. That is also a brilliant moment. Yeah.
So it's not really the storyline, but they are the things that stick out the most to me. So they would be my three main moments of the film.
Can I quickly say something about that moment? So, my whole childhood, I spent decently regularly, as in like every 2 weeks, watching the DVD of Mr. Bean's Holiday at my grandparents' house, especially during the summer because we'd be there decently every week with my cousin. And so the first time I watched Love Actually, I was like, oh my God, it's Mr. Bean. Not realizing that obviously it's an actor. It's not actually Mr. Bean. And so for about like 6 months afterwards, I kept saying, oh, when Mr. Bean's in Love Actually, I like the bit when Mr. Bean's in Love Actually with the present. And nobody understood what I was saying. And then they realized that I thought that Mr. Bean was just like a man and not a character that he plays. Because I watched Mr. Bean's Holiday so regularly.
He's a legend, Mr. Bean, to be fair. Right, well, there we go. Emily has put onto the comments, can we not do a Christmas Cracker show, but for this channel, like we do on the Man United one? And my hope is that by the end of this lovely little... Oh, he has? Well, let's just take a moment to celebrate. Connor has seen Mr. Bean's Holiday. I'm going to let you off. I'm going to let you off for the fact that you missed out on apostrophe. Purely because you've actually seen a film. So that's wonderful. Well done. But yes, my hope is that by the end of this show, it would almost have been like a Christmas Cracker in terms of the variety that we have got for you today. So the basic idea is there are, I'll count them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 awards as such that will be being awarded by each member of the panel. And it's got a variety of different questions in it. So we shall see whereabouts we end up with that. Uncle Tony has seen it. Oh, well, there we go. So it was a lovely film and it's very sad at the same time. So what can I say? We're 1 minute we're riding high, and the next minute we're all reaching for the tissues. Which, let's be honest, is what Love Actually is all about. And I can't work out if he means Love Actually or Mr. Bean at this point, and I'm not really sure. So I'm going to stick with Love Actually on this one and presume that he's watching on that bit. Because if Mr. Bean's holiday, that shouldn't really be making you cry at all, should it? So there we are. Right, there are numerous different things that we are going to be looking at, but we're going to kick off with our Young Player of the Year awards. So I'll run through all of the awards we're going to be hopefully giving today. Player of the Year will be given, Young Player of the Year, Goal of the Year, Team of the Year, Game of the Year, Moment of the Year, Manager of the Year, the No of the Year, which I will explain a bit later on, the bold prediction for 2026, and a song or film that might encapsulate a team or your team's season over the course of the last 12 months. So that's what they need to come up with. I'm going to chip in every once in a while with things, but I'm going to say for the expeditiousness of this particular show, I'll probably stay relatively quiet on this one. Nothing to do with the fact that I've not had that much time to research everything. This I've had all day whilst I've been working with nothing else to do. A lot of them outrageous behaviour. So there we go. Right. I just said it to annoy you, Sean, and I saw it work. And I can give myself a point each time I get a head shake for one of my clearly sarcastic points that I've thrown out there. There's another one. That's 2. Look at me go. On fire already. So Young Player of the Year. Sean, I'll let you go first.
Yeah, it's been. I didn't really know which one to pick because I think there's been a few. Like, obviously, Ajamang's had a decent tournament, but she, outside of the Euros, has not really done much, and now she's injured. So I have landed on Linda Caicedo. I just think, and it's still quite weird to call it a young player still because I feel like she's been around for quite a long time now. She's just still getting better and better, but I think with Real Madrid, she's improving every week. With Colombia, of course, getting them to the Copa America final, played a really good role there. And I just think you can see there's a world-class player. Like, she's bordering on superstar potential. I just think she's ready to break out even more for the rest of this season. It's excellent. And by the time that World Cup comes around in Brazil, I just think she's going to be absolutely electric. So, yeah, Linda Caicedo for me.
Well, that seems like a reasonable shout. Emily Moxham's thrown out Kira Barry, which is one of the most interesting shouts I've had or could have imagined to have seen just there. We'll let Liberty off at the moment because she appears to be cleaning her glasses. So, Freya, while she's sorting that out, what have you got for us?
Yeah, so I was also thinking Linda Caicedo because, again, what an incredible run she's having. So I'll go for someone different. Kira Barry is doing very good things at Sunderland. Very good things. Would I say she's the best young player this year? Probably not, but she is very, very good. So I do just want to give her that moment. I was thinking, just to kind of go off piece a little bit, I was thinking about Italy. And I think Giulia Dragoni. And I was also looking at players who I thought were young to be young players. Turns out a lot of them are older than I thought. So there we go. But yeah, so Dragoni, a key player for Roma. We'll see what she can do for the national team as well. And she's, got shooting boots already on this season and has Champions League experience as well. So yeah, Giulia Dragoni for me, for young player.
I'm very much looking forward to working out how I need to write that one down. Should I choose that person? I'm just going to go with Julia and then see Freya for details. Okay, good. Liberty.
Hello. Sorry, I did that thing where I cleaned my glasses, then went, actually, they're worse now. So I had to try and find something else around me to actually make them clean because it was like I wouldn't have been able to see anyone. It was bad. Uncle Tony, I did think about Smilla Homburg. I really did. But I think that I don't think anyone will be begrudging when I say my pick is Felicia Schröder from Baker Häcken. Probably definitely should have been in the Euro squad. Let's call a spade a spade. She should have been in the Euro squad, but for whatever reason she wasn't. First player since 2021 to score 30 goals in a season. First, youngest ever player to score 30 goals in a season. Like, genuinely, if we think about Häcken's season, do they win the title, the Damallsvenskan title without her? I would probably say no, purely for the fact of if she wasn't scoring in a game, they didn't look like they were going to score. Probably hasn't had a Europa Cup that she would have preferred so far based on how well she's done in the league, but they're still through to the next round either way, so that's a positive. But yeah, I think purely for being also 2025's top goal scorer at 18 is like nuts, and that is across the world. Players that have won that before, like last season or the season before, it was Jenny Hermoso who won it. So it is like quite impressive to be so young and to literally be the entire world's top goal scorer of 2025. So as much as I wanted to give it to Smilla, I have given it to Felicia Schröder, purely for what a breakout 2025 she's had.
Okay, fair enough. I've just given up writing things down now. I'm just going to ask you to text these things over to me, and then I can potentially put out some polls for the Twitter, should they wish to do it. But there we go. So they are our Young Player of the Years for all three of you. I'm very impressed with all of the shout-outs that you said, actually. And I think nice, Sean, for you to mention Ajiman, who I think really sort of broke out a little bit this season, and having the ability to do as well as she did in the Euros and be as impactful as she was as well, was perhaps not something that had necessarily been expected. So maybe might have been the shout that I would have gone for had I been voting. So very nice indeed. Now, as I said, it might be a little bit Christmas crackery at the same time. So I have been doing a little bit as well in the last sort of couple of hours. It's rushed, I'm not going to lie, with what we've got. But you three are going to be in competition as well today. So we're going to start writing some points down here. So Sean and Freya and Liberty, we will be giving you points. So for the purposes of this one, I have got some pictures that I'm going to pop up onto the screen. However, I may or may not have distorted said picture. Now, by may or may not, you can read into that. I absolutely have distorted the picture. The question is, have I distorted the picture well enough for you to struggle to work out who these players are, or is this a little bit too easy for you? So we shall find out, but it's your job. You might want to unmute so you have the ability to shout out, because nobody wants to lose because they didn't unmute in time. So we'll start off easy.
Bonmati.
Sean gets the win. He's the first shout that I heard there. That was my first attempt at blurring a picture. I didn't like it, hence why it's gone in first. But my next four, I think, show a degree of professionalism that we can all agree is magnificent.
Hampton.
Hannah Hampton. Sean again.
Hey,
I thought it was Merla Frooms. I'm not gonna lie, guys. The kids
Wow.
are new. So
I'm pleased that's the case, Liberty, because it means that I've done a good job of blurring. So that's great news. The next one.
Cuthbert.
Aaron Cuthbert.
Oh, Sean's on fire. I'm sorry, Frey, got to be a little bit quicker. But his voice is coming
I'm
through
first on mine.
once again, I'm going to put it out there, and I thought it was Vika Kaptein. So I'm doing
I will-
really well.
I will watch this back, and if I've given points wrong, then I won't watch it back.
Please do.
I'm trying to be polite.
I know the team.
I think you'd be the one to get this, Freya.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I think I know the team, but I've absolutely no idea who that is.
Yeah, another two.
It's not current.
Nadia
Yeah,
Nadim.
that's-
No, the hair's wrong.
Yeah.
I know the hair.
They do not play for this team anymore.
Sorry, Uncle
Mhm.
Tony. I wasn't looking at the kit. I just thought it was her face.
They moved to England. Currently
England.
play for a top 4 side, top 3 side, top 2 side.
oh,
Oh, it's not Hasegawa, is it?
Hasegawa, Freya gets the point.
I said it first.
Sorry, Liberty, you were
I
just
said it
after.
first. That's not even
Yeah.
fair.
I
That's
knew
how
it.
we
He
did
said
the last
it.
couple.
It's rigged.
Yui Hasegawa. Absolutely. I threw that one out there. And the last one for this bit here is this.
Mary
Mary
Fowler.
Fowler.
Oh, Sean flies in with that one. So,
I want VAR on that second to last one.
and all
Yeah,
you
I
need
want
to
them on
do
all of them.
is send your complaint in with video evidence, and I will absolutely consider your claim. But for now, Sean Claus is winning with 4 points, and Frankincense with 1. Liberty yet to get off the mark, but plenty of
Yeah.
time for that. So there we go. That's our first little bit of fun and games as we throw out VAR not needed. I like that. Thank you very much. So there we go. And that was why I did it. I
Rigged.
thought
That could be Freya's friend for all I know, trying to make Freya win. VAR not
it's
needed.
not,
I
because
don't
he-
think that's
I don't
impartial.
recognise the username.
I can tell you this
picture
person's
it.
usually on WFC, so I'd be a man. Not that Freya wouldn't be the sort of person that you could get friendly with, but I would say the fact that he's on a Man United podcast every week
Not with United
Um,
fans. No.
doesn't really. Well, to be fair though, I am friends with Freya, and I am. So there we go. But yes, that's why I did it. The fact that it was a slightly tough. If I just keep putting them in their current kits, it's going to be too easy, as the other 4 pretty much proved. So there we go. We got a little bit of fun for your Monday. Putting the fun into Monday, making Monday fun day. Why not? Right, that was our young player of the year, and with that, we now go to the fully grown adult of the year, otherwise known as player of the year. What we're doing here is we're trying to get rid of the sort of the fee-free type ones early doors, so that we can start getting some of the interesting ones. So we started off with Sean on that one. So let's kick off with Freya this time. Who would you say has been the player of the year 2025 for you?
There were some good options, but I'm going to go with Temwa Chawinga from Kansas City Currents. Absolutely fantastic player. Doesn't have as many accolades as she should, but I was looking at her stats, and I mean, 15 goals and 3 assists during the season. So she's on fire. She's incredible, and needs more people to shout about her. So here we go. Temwa Chawinga for me, please.
Okay, no hanging about from Freya on that one. Straight in, bomb, job done, excellent. Thank you very much, Barry. Liberty, what have you got?
I don't think this is going to surprise many people. Maybe it might. But so I originally had a player. I won't say who in case Sean's going to say her. And then I thought that's pretty basic and a bit boring. So I crossed it out and I put Eva Pajor. I think that obviously brilliant for Barcelona, brilliant for Poland, captain, took her country to their first ever major tournament. I think that in itself is an achievement, but then to score in our first win at a major tournament, that second goal, it was tap in, but who cares? She still scored. She had a lot of pressure going on her shoulders going into the tournament. She is Poland. It's all around her, which I think is a bit of a disservice to the rest of the squad, which is, a good squad, all fully professionals. So I think it was a bit unfair, but it's a lot for her to carry. She is the best striker in the world. But to still come out the other side of that, and have a really good tournament and then continue going into the beginning of the 25-26 campaign for Barcelona, having a really good time there, both in the league and the Champions League. yeah, I think it had to be her for me. I don't think that I could, in good faith, really choose anyone else. So Eva Pyle.
I'm not really that surprised that you went for Eva Pahor, to be honest with you there. And JJ's agreeing with you. Could be your friend for all we know. Just trying to show that you are right. But there we go. Emily Moxham. I'm surprisingly going for Olivia Smith, an interesting shout out. Maybe could have been a good shout for Young Player of the Year. I think now I don't know if I'd have put her in for the fully grown adult version, but there we go. So 2 big shouts so far. Sean, where are you going with this?
I'm also going for Barcelona, and I think it's criminal that she doesn't get more respect and more attention, because I think it's quite clear to see that when Patrick Iaro doesn't play, Barcelona do not tick. I just think she's sensational. And when you play in that area of the pitch, you can sometimes be overlooked, especially when you're alongside Alexia Putellas and Aitana Bonmati, who win everything, get all the plaudits and everything. But what Patry does, they don't work as much if Patry isn't there. And I just think she's the glue for Barcelona and for Spain, and she's just sensational. And I just think she deserves far, far more respect and love for what she does. So I will go for Patry, please.
Okay, I'm intrigued, I think, by all 3 of those. Player of the Year was the one I really struggled with. I know I wouldn't have given it to Bonmati. I don't think that she really was the person I would have thought was outstanding, I think, for 2025. People will probably start going, oh, he's got Lioness's bias coming through in just a second. But I can only go by the football that I've spent time watching. And I'd probably end up giving it to Hannah Hampton, if I'm honest with you, just for me, because, and that's from a personal point of view. I've said on this show before, certainly when we were talking about the Mary Earps and Hannah Hampton saga that was going on, I didn't necessarily think that Hannah Hampton had it in her to be not just England's number 1, but potentially one of the best goalkeepers in the world. And then she gets it and absolutely nails it. So I think, yeah, I might have gone with Hannah Hampton on that one. So, yeah, interesting. Okay. I see where you've gone. And that is fair enough. I'm very, very impressed with what we have got. So, time for our next little fun bits for you to do. So, previously on this channel, we just did pictures. Now, that is going to change ever slightly. Now, you need to be concentrating on the words. This is a personal favourite of mine, one that we throw up. This is going to be what we like to call in the business an anagram. It's nice and easy, simple for you to get. There's 4 of them. And on this occasion, the words are simply things to do with this channel. So what I mean by that is it might be something that has been said, done, or something like that. So do not, or one last time, do not be thinking that it is necessarily properly football related. It's more about something that may or may not have happened in this channel. Okay? So, think about it. Right. Here's your first one.
Is it Hullabaloo?
It is Hullabaloo, Liberty. Absolutely. Nice, easy one. Really difficult to
I
find
saw
any
that. And I
words.
was like, what's that got to do with the channel?
Oh, were you not here? I think it was one of
know.
the weeks you weren't here where I just kept saying Hullabaloo.
It became a thing.
Fantastic.
It's tickled Uncle Tony quite a lot. He's enjoyed that one.
Okay, here we go. Number 2.
Hammerby.
It is Hammerby.
That's good.
Absolutely.
That's good. Well done.
Very good.
That's very good.
Ah, thought she'd get that one. She didn't get that one. I'm a little bit disappointed.
So am I.
Right.
All for women's football.
Yes, Liberty. All
That is
for-
great.
That was Freya.
That's
That was-
me, but that's
Was
okay.
it? Liberty stealing other people's points. That's just not
I'm just desperate to catch up.
like the Grinch. And the last one for this particular round. Ooh, this one's caught them out a bit. Sean, I'll be expecting you to get this one. He's struggling.
Subway.
Oh,
Cup.
Subway Cup.
Oh,
Or
Sandwich
can't-
Cup.
Sandwich Cup, Liberty. You can have
Sandwich
that.
cup.
Can't call it the Subway Cup. There's no why. But yes, absolutely. The Sandwich Cup. There we go. Nice. Right. Well, Sean's on 5 now. Freya's on 2. Liberty's on 2. All of a sudden, the comebacks are on. There we go. Woo. And it tense. I love it. Good. Right. This one, I feel, should be a trickier shout, really. I was certainly struggling with it. Goal of the year. So this is your favourite goal across the whole of 2025. So, Liberty, we'll let you kick off on this one. Goal of the year. Who would you award it to?
Right, so I did choose 2. I'm sorry to tell you as much, but unfortunately I refuse to choose between them. Sorry, I'm just trying to get full names up so I can get pronunciations right. Oh, and I don't think it'll be a surprise to anyone that my first choice, written down straight away, Stina, Champions League final. I think people would be disappointed if I didn't say that. Obviously, not the most aesthetic goal in the world, not the best goal ever scored, but it did the job, and we were lifted a European trophy for it. And the next goal I chose as well wasn't very aesthetic, wasn't the best goal, but my favourite, Natalia Badia Bidas's first goal against Denmark for Poland in the Euros. Our first ever goal in a major tournament. A player that I think, especially in club football, gets a bit of a bad rep. I don't think Bayern Munich fans are particularly kind to her, and people don't expect a lot from her, but she's a really talented player. She really is. She's really young still, and so for her to get the first goal for her country in a major tournament is massive, especially because she chose to play for Poland. I don't know if people know this. She's half Spanish, and essentially the story goes that as a kid she always said she wanted to play for Poland. She never wanted to play for anyone else. It was going to be Poland for her. She felt so strongly about playing for Poland, and so for her to get that moment of having the first goal at a major tournament for Poland, just it touched me. And to this day I remember that watching that for the first time and just like honestly having a little tear, because I was like, this is incredible. This is like truly a moment you only get once. And for her to get that, well, yeah, for me was just goal of the year. So Stina in the Champions League final, and also Badia Bidas, which is a really hard name to say in a really like bad English accent, against Denmark in the Euros.
Two very nice choices. Two very nice choices there indeed. Stina's goal from Uncle Dub there. So there we are. Sean, now you must have seen a plethora of goals. Now, I'll be honest, in my head, I feel like I know the one that you might choose. But I'm very intrigued to see whether or not it's going to be the same one. So there we go. You go for it. What is your goal of the year?
I have thought about it, and I have seen a lot of good goals this year. Top corners, unbelievable skill. What I've chosen is a scrappy goal that was awarded not a goal by VAR, but I am going to go, it has to be Jess Fishlock against France. Still got goosebumps thinking about it now. And we lost 4-1, and I don't care. I really don't care. It was just, it was magical. Like, obviously it would be Jess. Like, it can't be anyone else. She was contractually obliged to score that first goal in a major tournament. But just the noise, the tears, everyone was hugging each other in the press box. A moment we've waited over 50 years for. And it finally came, and it fell to our greatest ever to do it. So I try not to be sentimental, but in the end, I am. So Jess Fishlock versus France.
Fair play to you. It's exactly the one that I thought you would choose. And Liberty also went as far as putting it in the comments. But yes, I don't think I could disagree with you on that one. Of all of the goals at the Euros, that was certainly the one that for me had the most powerful story, I think, behind it, really. So, yeah, big fan of that one. Freya, what sort of goal are you going to go for? I'm presuming one against Manchester United, just to rub my nose in it.
Do we score against Man United? I mean, you can't beat the Jess Fishlock one, can you? Because mine's going to sound really sad now. But mine, I also chose two. I've gone one for club, one for international. If that's okay. First one, Lynn Vilms scoring her first WSL goal against West Ham. It was from a beautiful free kick. She's been trying ever since she joined the club. We saw it in every single game. She was getting closer and closer. And then it finally went over the keeper into the back of the net, and it was beautiful. And I think, was that Villa's first win of the season? I've no idea. I don't know where this year's gone. But it was just such a moment where you thought, oh my God, we can do it. We're finally gelling. We can go for it. So option one, Lynn Vilms. Option two was Cristiana Girelli scoring the winner in the 90th minute to send Italy through to the semi-finals for the first time in over 20 years at the Euros. So that was very, very special as well.
Okay, I think you've all gone for very nice options. I can't disagree with them. I would go with Sean's, like I said, just because of the story behind it. It was, again, as you think about a story, that was the one that came to mind for me. So immediately that would have been the one that I'd have gone for. If I was going for one for my own club, I might have gone for Anna Sandberg's little daisy cutter that she went for there. But no, I'm very, very impressed with all of those. Right, I'm just typing in your next hoops to jump through. Again, sticking with some more anagrams because they're quicker and easier to do. But again, there's only 4 on each. That's another point for me. Sure, quite a shake of the head, but it's enough. I feel on that one. Right. Okay, so there we are. Just going to pop these into ones that are a bit easier. There we go. So first one is this. Now this time I can tell you all of these are people. And you would not necessarily refer to this person.
Khadija Shaw.
There you go.
I was trying to figure out if all the letters go anywhere. It's not like the first set are the first name, the second set the second name.
Correct. They go everywhere. Because otherwise, if you were to go for Bunny Shaw, the only real sort of even remotely humorous and decent anagram you can come up with is Bunny Wash, which I feel is a really easy giveaway on that one. So there we go. That was a point to Sean on that one. Here's the next one. Oh, for some reason I seem to have written the same one out twice, so that's not helpful. Let's just throw this one back out there for you.
Jess Fishlock. No, it's not.
It is.
Oh,
It is
Jessica
Jeff
Fishlock. Jessica
No, just
Fishlock.
Jeff Fishlock. There was no.
Where's the O?
Where's
I was going to say, where's the O?
That's not. There's no A
Hang on
in
a
Jess Fishlock.
second. Oh, I'm sorry.
I was written instead of an O. I
I'll
think we still
take
get a point for that one.
I'll take a point.
It's because I didn't read it properly. It should have said that.
Jess
I think
Fishlock.
it's
Oh, well, Jess Fishlock, yeah.
Oh, well done. Yeah, very good. Let it out of it out. That's all good. Right. Next one. This one's apt. This one could be staring you right in the face.
Sean. Sean's name.
It is indeed Sean Misra. Absolutely liberty. Well done.
You know what? I couldn't get past. All I could think about was Moans the goalkeeper. That's all I could think about. And I was thinking, well, it's not going to be her because one, we don't.
That
talk
doesn't say
about her,
Claudia.
two,
Yeah.
it's not. Her name isn't muddled up, and but I couldn't get past it. That's all I could see until Barry said it could be staring you in the face, and I thought.
You said, by the way, you said these were players, and famously, and if you
I
haven't,
No, he said
I don't-
people.
I said people.
He said
Ah.
You
people.
are a person.
And also, famously, you are a player because you tore your OCL playing
ACL.
football.
Yes. So there we go. This last one is not a player. It is a competition.
Champions League?
It is the Champions League. Was that you, Freya?
Yes,
Oh,
that was me.
yeah.
Please,
Just
give me a point.
double-checking.
Please.
Don't want to do it
Give me a
to
point.
again.
Give me a point,
Please.
please.
There we go. It's very impressive. So Sean on 6, but Freya and Liberty pulling still there with 3 each. Now, we're going to double up on this one now. So I'm going to ask for your manager of the year and your team of the year. And I'm just going to throw out Emily's goal of the year there. That was Liv Smith's goal against Chelsea in the FA Cup. Liberty doesn't want to play anymore. She's had enough, so she's out of there. That's fair enough. Fairly reasonable. But I want your manager of the year and the team of the year. And the reason why I've done that is because I know that some people would potentially think about having both the same. But I think when we were talking about the Ballon d'Or awards and all those sorts of things, there was a big discussion as to whether or not the manager of the year and the team of the year necessarily need to be the same thing. So I'm going to ask for your manager of the year and your team of the year, please. And I think we've made it back round to Sean. You get to go first.
Well, I wasn't choosing anything England related in any of this, so I've gone for 2 completely different things. For manager, I've gone for Arthur Elias at Brazil. Again, I just think he's someone who's gone so under the radar. I think because a lot of football is so Eurocentric, especially when we live in Europe. I think we look inwards rather than outwards. But he has done such a good job for so many years now. Another Copa America win, beating England in that friendly, and with a home World Cup on the horizon, I just think he is gearing this Brazil team up to have such a good crack at this World Cup, and I can't wait to see them for a prolonged period of time in 2027. So he's my manager. For team, I am worried that Freya might have gone for the same. I've gone Italy. I have gone with the Italian national team. Again, this is a team that's been building for a good little while. And I feel like we've been waiting for that moment because they've flattered to deceive in previous tournaments. But you looked at the draw, you looked at the group, and you thought they might have a good chance here. And they performed admirably, were brilliant. and shocked a lot of people. But I now think everyone knows, okay, Italy is one of the European powerhouses, and they are up and coming as well. You look at that young talent coming through, it's scary good. So, team of the year, I'm going for Italy.
Very nice indeed. Freya, can you top that? Anything you'd agree with? Off you go.
Yeah, I mean, Italy most improved, absolutely. And I was actually thinking of Sonchin for one of the managers, manager of the year, because he, like Sean said, though the team are being grown, they look like they are enjoying their football again. They want to play, and the heights that they get into. Obviously, thought about Serena Wiegman as well, because of course, how can't you, because of what she's achieved? But yeah, I think I'm gonna stick with Sonchin for manager. I just think, again, underrated, because outside of that England bubble, it's nice to think about other managers. Team of the year. I struggle with this one slightly, because it's, do you go for your Arsenal's because of what they did with the Champions League, which you can't deny, that was an incredible moment, or do you go for, I don't want to go for spin. So yeah, it's again looking at the team, and because Sean's already said Italy, I'm not going to go with them, but and I don't want to steal Liberty's thunder if she's going for Arsenal. You going for Arsenal? I'll go for Arsenal then. Arsenal purely for Champions League in that season that they had, because it was can't replicate that.
Yeah, I suppose you can't replicate it really. It was quite surprising in some ways.
Exactly.
So I can't disagree with that one at all. Liberty, where are you going with your two? Get your Hammarby counters ready, just in case.
No, sorry. My manager is from the Damallsvenskan, but it's not the Hammarby manager. I'm actually gone for the Malmö, sorry, Uncle Tony, Malmö manager. And also, Uncle Tony, you're probably going to correct my pronunciation of his surname, because I don't think that I'm going to get it right. But Jonas Valfridsson, that's how I would say that based on the spelling. But yeah, Malmö manager, obviously beginning of the year, they were newly promoted side, one of two. Thank you, Uncle Tony. I tried my hardest. Your approval means a lot. They were a newly promoted side, obviously very strange history, if you know the history of Malmö, the Damallsvenskan, but they were newly promoted and they finished third, and they spent a good chunk of the season in that top three. They were top three at the halfway point, so in the summer break when we all broke for the Euros, and they finished top three. And this, once again, is a team that were playing in the second division last season. And obviously that there is a lot to say if they bought players that were higher than their sort of rank in previous seasons to push them up. But I think that it's icky, but I don't think it's really gonna it's not gonna change my answer. He still has to do a good job as manager to get them to finish top three. This is something that is comparable to what London City want to do, and I don't think they're going to get there this season, but he managed it with a Malmö team that was on paper ever so slightly lesser than Hammarby and Häcken, and I think he's gone quite under the radar to get a Champions League qualifying spot in your first season back in the top flight. Is really quite impressive. So yeah, and especially because Sjögren, the Hammarby head coach, is leaving for the Chicago Stars, and Mac Lind is going to go to the NWSL as well. It's quite impressive that he's managed to do this and is potentially going to stay at Malmö. They had good recruitment in summer. They just had a really good season. I think he's gone very under the radar, even in Sweden itself. So him for my manager. And then for my team, I thought about being basic and saying Arsenal, but then I think over 2025 as a whole, basic for me, Frey. It's not basic when you do it, because it's cool when you're not an Arsenal supporter. But I'm an Arsenal supporter, so it'd be boring. And I could say Hammarby because we won a trophy and we finished second. But I've gone for Poland. I'm not gonna lie, I've gone for Poland. I didn't even really consider it too much. Won 10 games, lost 2 against these teams called Sweden and Germany. Ever heard of them? And drawn twice to these guys called the Netherlands. They only drew to the Netherlands once. That made it sound like they've played them twice. They drew to the Netherlands once, but that's really good. And they drew to Bosnia, but it was like a very highly rotated team. It was like new goalkeeper in goal kind of stuff. But yeah, 10 wins in the whole of 2025 is really good. All but that one draw of their League 2 matches to go back up to League 1 in the Nations League. Sorry, I always say National League instead of Nations League. Nations League. Won a game at the Euros, a really good 2025 as a whole. And I could have said Nina Patalon here for manager, but I went for Wolf Fritzen. I'm going to keep going with that because Uncle Tony said good enough. But my team, it's going to be Poland. I just think really, really good 2025 when you look at the whole year, what they managed to achieve, and how at no point did sort of their heads go down, especially in those first 2 Euros games. It would be really easy for heads to go down and think, oh my God, our first 2 games are against Sweden and Poland, chronic winners of this competition, and we're like the new guys. And then go and beat Denmark, who, like, on paper should have beat them. Yeah, that was really over-explanation of why I chose Poland.
Okay, very intrigued by Poland getting there. So Eva Pahor as the player of the year. Poland is the team of the year. I see where you have gone with this one, indeed. I'm going to throw out a team of the year, and I very rarely do this. Usually I use my platform that we have here on a Monday generally to talk about the higher levels, and I don't tend to sit here and talk about Manchester United too much because there's a channel available for that, and I also don't tend to talk about the club within which I work, but I'm going to this year because I'm going to put down my team of the year as Stevenage. Now, that would seem like a really weird thing to do, bearing in mind the fact that they are in Tier 5, and there are so many other teams that are clearly and obviously better in terms of how they tend to play. But I'll tell you for why. 37 games have been played by Stevenage in this calendar year. In those 37 games, 31 of them have been won, 3 of them have been drawn, and 3 of them have been lost. And the 3 games that were lost were a League Cup final, a County Cup final, and an FA Cup match against Norwich, which they lost 4-3 in the last minute. Other than that, if this was Arsenal and their unbeaten run, we'd be hearing about it for the next 25 years. So I have to say, for me, I want to throw that out there and try and give them their little bit of flowers, I suppose, on that one, because I think that is a phenomenal 2025, completely unbeaten in their league for the entirety of 2025, and I think that is worthy of a mention. And it is all 4 women's football. We said you could go anywhere you wanted to on that one, so that's it. That's my team of the year. But I will leave manager of the year very much up to you guys. Clearly, I'm going to pick that chap from Leicester, who I had to choose for my manager of the year, my team. Him, clearly the best. That's why I chose him. So there we go. It's that good. I've completely forgotten his name. So there we are. Right, let's move on from that terrible moment to your next lot of points. Reminder, girls, you need to try and catch up. On this occasion, we are talking purely about football teams. Okay?
Aston Villa.
Aston Villa. I'm
Oh,
disappointed.
bugger off. No, it's
player.
not. What? Right. Right. I need a bit more than this. Is it from anywhere in the world?
What? Aston Villa.
No, not Aston Villa.
Right next door.
No. The teams
The teams
from certain leagues.
are, without giving to, I will say European on this occasion.
Okay.
Okay, that's as fair as I can go with it. Not all of them are European. Some are closer in Europe than others. There's only 4. All right. 3 of them are domestic. And obviously one's just gone. All right. Here's your next one.
Manchester United.
It is indeed Manchester United, the Catherine Dustman of the league. So there we go. Next one, not English.
No.
Not an easy one. So this is in a country which is across the water.
Is it PSG?
It is PSG, Paris Saint-Germain. Those of the 1 point for them. And then back over to England for our last one of these 4.
Brighton and Hove Albion.
It is Brighton and Hove Albion. I loved it though. Thieving Hobnob Arnaldo. I could just imagine you shouting it in the press
Shaking your
box.
fist to the TV kind of stuff.
You thieving Hobnob, you. There we go. Well, that was very good for Sean. He's on 8 points. Freya still on 3. I did think you would get Aston Villa and Liberty on 5 now. So very interesting to see what's happening there. Oh, it's getting exciting. Can you feel the tension in the room? No? Okay. Me neither really, but I'm going to try and build it whilst we can. Right. Let's go to our game of the year. So the game of the year needs no introduction really. It is the match in 2025 that holds the most value for you. We've done 1, 2, 3, 4. So I think it must be you, Freya, to go first this time.
Can you come to me last, please?
Freya, it is not your turn to go first. It must be your turn
Thank you.
to go first, Liberty.
I've gone for sentiment again, and I've also gone for 2, and I'm sorry to tell you this, but I couldn't choose. And they both happened in the same 5-day span. So first we have the Spencer Cup final. To be one at the 3 Arena for the first time was quite special. But the last time Hammarby had lifted that trophy was the first ever Hammarby game I won. Sorry. I watched. So that sort of is special, but also to be there, to be in the crowd, watch them lift it again, and then do the very infamous pitch invasion where I have a 1-second video that I accidentally took as I tried to get over the barrier that is very clearly made for tall Scandinavians and not 4'11" English girls. I had the worst bruise of my life on my leg trying to get over that barrier. But it was very much worth it. So that's my first game, and then if you can see where this is going, the second game is the Champions League final. That entire week, it's probably going to climb up again at some point on one of my other answers because I've written it down somewhere else. But that to be in Lisbon that weekend with some of my bestest friends that I've made, other than you 3, obviously, through this very silly sport, was just like genuinely the kind of things where I will look back on in 20 years' time and go, how lucky I was to be there. The circumstance that I ended up sitting with my friends, like, completely was up by accident because I actually was supposed to sit somewhere else, and they went to drop me off at my seat before we said goodbye, and there was somebody else sat in my seat, and they literally double bought the ticket, so they had the exact same ticket as me for the same seat. And I said, that's fine, they're sat with their friends and family. I said, absolutely no worries, I'll go and ask security. They went, yeah mate, just sit with your friends, like, really don't worry about it too much, like, if anything happens, get someone to come and talk to us. So I sat with my friends, in the Lisbon sunshine and watched Arsenal win their second European Championship. Really couldn't get much better than that. But yeah, that entire weekend, that entire day was just so beautifully magical, and I wouldn't change it for the world. So those are my two answers. The two finals I went to in the space of 5 days on the very crazy Euros trip that I did.
Very good, very good. Emily's gone with rugby away in the 5th round of the FA Cup. It's got to share a burger at the burger van with Matt Beard after the game, which is a lovely, lovely story. Connor, United versus Spurs yesterday. What a game that was. That was absolutely crazy. Sean, many games that I'm sure you could choose from. I don't know where you're going to go with this one. Intrigued to hear.
So, I've been quite keen not to be very Homer-like and sentimental for all of my picks. So, I've only got 2 Wales things in this entire list. One of them I already said, one's going to come up later. So, I was thinking about it, and I'm actually going to go that opening game of the Euros between Switzerland and Norway. Switzerland 1, Norway 2. The theatre of it, like even before the game, the anthems. Do you ever remember how good that Norwegian anthem was? There was that female singer, and it was just, you could hear a pin drop. It was, amazing. And then the Swiss one, and everyone, unbelievably good. And then the game itself was bonkers. Switzerland go ahead through Nadine Rice, and brilliant goal. And obviously, Norway looked very Norway-like for the whole 90 minutes. And then get one back, own goal. Then Hegerberg misses a penalty. And then Switzerland had a number of chances before full time. And it ended 2-1. But I just thought it was a perfect tone setter for what was a brilliant tournament. So I'm going to go for Switzerland 1, Norway 2. That kicked off the Euros.
Very nice. Hasn't gone for a different one. You've been told here by someone called Liberty to be more sentimental. Who knows? Frey. I don't know. I called you Frey there purely because I was just looking down at the name, and I'm like, hang on a minute.
It's okay, Barry. It could be my cool new nickname now. Thank you very much, Frey. I think someone tried to call me that at primary school once, and everyone just went, absolutely not. That doesn't work. Hey, Frey. So I'm gonna be sentimental. I'm gonna go back to that incredible winning streak that Villa had. And I think the one that we're always going to remember is the 5-2 over Arsenal. Sorry, Liberty. But no one expected it, especially when they then went on to win the Champions League. And it was just a moment of, oh my God, this is what winning feels like. And it was fantastic. So to then be drawn against them in the stupid FA Cup, I'm not amused. So, but yeah, that moment of a 5-2 over Arsenal, not even like a last minute winner or anything like that. It was a proper victory. That was incredible. Proper performance, and I absolutely loved it. So yeah, Villa 5, Arsenal 2.
I thought Sean was going to say the Brighton win over Arsenal just to spite me. I'm not going to lie. He's been a bit more sensible about this than I thought he would be.
I'm in a good mood. Okay, that's all I'm going to put it down to. I'm in a very good mood. So it was nice.
And also, I'll take losing to Brighton and Aston Villa every season if it means we win the Champions League.
Okay, well, there we go. There is more back and forth. Go on.
No, I just say I think mid-table's better. You know where you are. You know your comfort zone. There's no need. You can't get too excited. You don't get too down. That's why Freya and I support mid-table clubs, because we're level-headed and nice.
Hey, wait to hear my bold prediction for next year. Oh, just you wait.
There we go. We know you are a big fan of mid-table there, Sean. So that is wonderful. Well done. Right, well, there we go. That's the game of the year. I kind of struggle. I struggle with where I'd go with this one. I very much enjoyed the Euros final, as I'm sure most. Why? That's another point for Barry. That's 4. I mean, that wasn't on purpose that I got that one, but I'm taking that. I did, and I have to put it into context of where I am, what gets me into the game. I mean, I could pick Stevenage Norwich for exactly the same reason. You know, it really drew me in. I was fully invested in the situation. So there we go. I suppose that's the one I would probably go for over the course of the whole year. But there was so many absolutely mad matches throughout it all that anything could have been picked. Right. I'm pleased to know there's a slight change from the game coming up in just a moment. But before we do, we have our final 4 anagrams. And this one is all about, well, I'll give you a hint on this one. Let's see if you can manage to get these.
Serena Wiegman.
It is Serena Wiegman. Straight in with that one. No messing.
I hadn't unmuted my microphone. Oh.
Renee
Renee
Slager.
Slagers. That was me. Liberty.
Come on.
No, it was me. It was me. It was Rhea.
I'm going to give that one to Liberty.
Thank you.
I mean, it wasn't, but okay.
It was me.
You can always go to VAR if you lose by
I'm
points.
winning anyway, it's fine.
Oh, it's the I don't know how to pronounce her name. It's the Villa manager, but I can't think of how to pronounce her name.
It's not the Villa manager, so I think
Okay,
it's
so it's
something
not
else.
her. Ignore me.
I was saying, no, so it's not.
I also can't spell, so like, ignore me.
Well, I will help you out with this. Is not a her.
Oh,
The person I thought it was, there's not the letters. Are the letters definitely correct?
I believe so.
is it Jurglets?
Sorry?
Is it Jurglets, the Man City manager?
Andre Jeglerts.
No.
See, that's who I was thinking, but letters.
You do need to travel across the water for this
Oh,
one.
that would
Oh.
Oh, Amoros. Is it?
No.
No, it's not Amoros.
You would have to go back to France for this one.
Oh, what's his name? No. Is it? Yeah, it's his name. What's his name? Oh, no. He's Leon manager.
Oh,
He is.
That's not his name.
Jonathan Groudez, but I
There
don't
you
know.
go. You have that. That's fine.
But I was
If you
thinking
mean-
that. Sorry, I was thinking that when you said across the water, but I was thinking I don't think that's how you spell his name. That's
No,
what I
what
was.
Angela Dayton
Yeah.
was. Absolutely not. You would start with a J to begin with on that one.
No, it's that with the J.
But I have checked the spelling. Yes, I did get it right. So all is well on that one. And Liberty, I believe, gets the point for that one. So well done, you. The last one on this one.
Sonia Bonpascal.
Very good, Sean. For somebody who was really annoyed that we were doing
Bonsai tap rooms.
Bonsai tap rooms, yeah.
Sounds like a
great place to
really-
go.
Sounds like a really indie, up and coming vegan restaurant.
Doesn't
Bonsai
it?
tap rooms, yeah. It's like during the day it's a restaurant, but then at night it's like a cool jazz bar.
There you go. Uncle Dub choosing Sweden against Denmark, 6-1 in the Nations League. Very pleased to see somebody picking that competition as their favourite one. Emily didn't put game down on that one. So, right, where do we go to next? You are going to have to come up with now your moment of the year. So this is interesting. So it's not a whole game necessarily. But yes, your moment of the year. Sean, we will go to you first.
Yeah, this is the other Homer sentimental. It's my first one down. And the whole day of Wales-Netherlands, it was a fever dream. To be quite honest with you, like I was up from 8:30, kickoffs at 6:30 in the evening. Didn't go to bed until 2 a.m. But I wouldn't change it for the world. You know, just seeing so many Wales fans at that first game, like to outnumber the Dutch. And I think the Dutch are the best national fans in the world. I think a lot of people would agree with that. The way they get behind their team is brilliant. So for us to outnumber them by about 3,000, I thought, okay, this might be good. And then the walk to the stadium, the anthem. Oh, there's not a dry eye. And seeing the players cry at the end of the anthem as well, when we were all crying at the anthem, is just stick with me forever. And meeting people I know, meeting people who I'd not met, some parents had brought their children out of school the day before because they're like, right, we want you to see history. We want you to come and watch this first moment. There are fans, expats, who have gone, people from Malta, people from Australia, people from China, who have come back to watch Wales play their first game at a Euros. And it was so special. It was so special. And I don't care that we lost. I got to see Miedema score a 100th goal for the Netherlands. That was nice. Good goal and all that. But, and then there was a Welsh band called Adwaith, and they had hired out this concert hall in Luzerne, and just 2,000 Wales fans pack into this little place to watch a fantastic gig. And yeah, the Dutch fans were brilliant with us all afternoon. It's like the perfect partner for us to have for that first time. And yeah, so without a doubt, Wales, Netherlands, the whole day of it.
I think it's a very, very reasonable shout there, Sean. Freya, a little bit of time to think about this one. But if you need more, we can always go to Liberty. Your moment of the year.
I think I have one. If anyone who's had children will know, time just goes in a blur. So I was trying to think of all these moments, and so when people are going, oh yeah, and remember this, and remember the Euros, I'm like, oh my God, that was this year. So the only one that I think I'm going to go quite Villa again. It was before we knew Maz was leaving, and it was the game. I can't remember the game. Sorry, everyone. But I remember the reaction, and I remember the roar of the crowd when it got to the end of it and she scored. And just to hear the roar of everyone in Villa Park, just kind of celebrating her and what she meant to the team and just everything. And it was for a good 20 minutes, the game plan was just passed to Maz. And she was getting higher and higher at the pitch, and she finally rattled the back of the net. And to literally, that was the I must have been sent the recording of it, and that just got reshared so many times around all the Villa fans because everyone was just couldn't believe the noise of it. So Maz's final goal for Villa before she left us.
Again, you've gone sentimental, and I'm all for that. I like it. Liberty, I'm going to assume you've got no sentiment whatsoever, and yours is just cold and hard.
Strictly business. No, it's sentiment. And I've technically put two, but I think they're slightly interlinked. But if you pulled my finger for one, I'd say the one I'm going to say second, but I'm going to say the first one first just to say it. Does that make sense? Anyway, basically I've got two. The first one I'm going to say is the 5-day, 6-day Euro trip I took at the end of May. I get teased for like how many teams I support. I support two teams. Mainly it's from Sean. I support two teams, Sean. Anyway, but I genuinely like to be able to do what I did, and it all really work out so well to go and take 6 flights in 5 days across Europe to get to these matches, to see both teams lift their respective trophies from their finals, which is like I went in to this 5-day span and said, look, if one single trophy is lifted out of 2 by the end of this, I'm going to be the happiest person alive. And so to get both, and for both to be so sentimental and so valued, really made my year. Just like the craziness of it. The 3 flights in one day was insane on the Thursday. Don't recommend that to anyone. My ears were wrecked. I cancelled my flight home. I rebooked it for later in the day. I took 2 buses up and down the Portuguese coastline. Which one? Beautiful. Do recommend, but it was insane. Didn't have much sleep on the second one. But my actual that's my lesser moment. My actual moment is the first time I went to Stockholm and seeing Hammarby for the first time in person. I didn't get to see them when they came to Manchester. When they played Man City last season in the Champions League, I couldn't make it. I had exams the morning after, so they played on the Tuesday, and I had a really important journalism exam on the Wednesday morning in London, and there was absolutely no way I was going to make it there and back in time. So I just said I can't make it. Like I had people being like, "Oh, are you coming to Manchester?" And I was like, I can't do it. I have a really important exam tomorrow. I'm really sorry. And I was like, I didn't watch the Man City Hammarby game because I was really, really sad that I wasn't there. I couldn't bring myself to watch it. I still haven't watched it. And so that's at the end of last year. That was in November. And then about a week before the beginning of the season, I thought, should I just see how much flights are? Like, just like go crazy and just see. And then end up booking a flight over there. I was all by myself. I had to try and navigate how to get from the airports to where I was staying in sort of just off the centre of Stockholm. What to do. Like, I was literally by myself for 3 days, but the best part, like, and the actual, if I was going to choose a moment and not just like the whole trip, there is nothing like, same as Sean was saying, the walk to the Wales Netherlands game. Because it was the first game of the season, the Hammarby fans do a walk from sort of more of a I guess like neighborhoody kind of area to the grounds. So it's a bit like if you were going to Meadow Park as such, like sort of if you were walking to Lee Sports Village kind of vibes. And they had flares, they had explosions, which scared the life out of me. They sung the entire time, and I never met anyone else in person who supported this crazy team. As far as I'm concerned, there's not many people in England supporting a really niche team from the south of Stockholm. And I was like very, very emotional. Just because like I'd spent a year and a half watching this team from afar and genuinely never thought I'd see them in person. And so I watched them in person. We won. There was a whole thing that basically at the time you weren't allowed bags into stadiums of any size. No bags. And I obviously had a bag on me, didn't realise, had to bury it in a tree. This is a genuine story. Buried it in a bush next to a tree just outside of the stadium. Trying to communicate with the security guard, who was very lovely, and he was like, "It's fine, it'll be fine, don't worry, just bury it." So I buried it, and to this day there is still bark from this bush in my bag that I refused to take out. I obviously took all the important things like my passport, my credit cards out, and had them on my person, so in case anything did happen, I'd be able to get home. Basically, not a single thing was taken. I had a water bottle in there and some cookies. But Stockholm is a very safe place, like decently safe. Like if I was in London, your stuff would be stolen straight away. Wasn't touched. But it was like insane that like I that was my fault for not checking that I was allowed a bag. And then but then we won, and then I got home, and then I woke up the next morning to one of the Hammarby players follows me on Twitter, and she'd send me a really lovely message saying, "I'm so glad you finally got to come to a game. Like I hope you had a really lovely time." And I was like really touched, because like I'm just very touched. I was very emotional. I spent like really brilliant 3 days in Stockholm. Just as best city in the world. And I'm going on and on, but basically my moment is seeing Hammarby for the first time and realizing that this very silly team, silly is in like sentimental silly, not actually silly, I'd been watching on screen for a year and a half, were actually real and were like physical people that actually played really good football. It was yes, Uncle Tony, it was. It's quite obvious who it was. But yeah, it was lovely. And I it's something that I will carry in my heart for a long time, because basically that's my moment.
And a wonderful moment it is too. A less of a good moment. This one, I feel, Emily. For someone who says they like me, you don't half try and wound me, I've got to say. Sean, you did you do yours?
I can go through it again if you want.
No, it's fine. I've gone all the way around. I'm just double checking.
Okay.
So there we go. That's fine. All good. Right, there we are. So the scores at the moment are still quite tight. Sean is on 10. Liberty is on 7. Freya is playing the game, which is wonderful. So we are on to another visual round now. So this time they are badges of football teams that have been, in some respects, quite well distorted. In other ones, not so much. It may become a speed round. All right, here we go. Here's number 1.
Hearts.
No.
So quick. Unbelievable how quick he is. That is indeed Hearts.
Watford.
Watford.
You had time to comprehend it.
He's so... Liberty's got no chance here.
I've not even comprehended what I'm looking at, and he's already
Here
said
goes the next one.
Chicago.
I'll go. Oh,
The full name.
Chicago
Chicago
Red
Stars.
Stars.
Stars. Liberty can have that. I'm not just
Oh,
taking
yeah,
Chicago.
yeah.
You couldn't just turn around and go Bristol, could you? And hopefully this last one a little bit harder.
Bayer Leverkusen.
Maybe not that hard at all.
I thought I was going to say Tottenham. I can't lie. It looks like that one badge that Tottenham have. And that's where my brain went.
When I made it, I genuinely thought, oh, that last one will catch him out. No, not even close. Well done, Sean. Very good.
I'm just a nerd, Barry. I'm just a nerd.
He's doing well. Listen, you're doing really, really well. I'm very, very, very impressed. Right, whilst you're all doing that, I have my moment of the year, and I'm going to show it to you now. My Aston Villa pick. I'm going to go for Missy Bow curtains. That's what I'm going to do. Right there.
I am never playing this ever again. Are you
Why?
having a laugh about the hundreds of players that are in this?
Is that the one you really needed?
You've got to be joking. Mia's in
Was
this.
that the-
I'm
was
actually
that the player?
messaging Mia. Mia can back me up. Yes, it is. That's why Mia's now laughing, because I've been messaging Mia for the last 15 minutes.
Can we do this every week purely for this exact moment to happen every single week? This is brilliant.
I don't want to play anymore.
You know that bit where I said to you, would you like to go next? You really should have said yes.
He was so
I
confident
thought there's
that you
no
were
way.
not going to pick her. He was so confident.
There you go. That had to be one of the moments. Honestly, if I've needed a bit of cheering up over the last couple of days, I just keep going back to that video. It is honestly but it's not just him, it's the reaction. Sean, who's gone from the Grinch to the happiest man in the world ever, because he sees it, he points and he's like, oh yes, Liberty loses it as well. Poor Freya's like, blimey, what's happened here? On it, just the reactions across them all, absolutely amazing. But again, when you watch Connors, it's just completely, just everything drains out of him. Like, there's no way. And then it ended up being it. So there we go. That's my jokey moment of the year. Genuinely, my moment of the year was still in conversation with Connor. And that was, of course, the moment when I found out that we were the runners-up in the Best in Women's Football. I was, honestly, it's even now, still blows me away that we were even in the running, let alone anything else. So for us as a channel, again, big thank you for that one. That is 100% our moment of the year. Now, we had the Mo of the year. Now we need to go for the No of the year. So we called this the No of the Year award. This is the person who probably shouldn't have done that. It wasn't their finest moment. So it's the most negative award that we've got. It's the only negative award that we've got. Wasn't my decision. I've got to be honest with you. I didn't even think about this. I'm not going to throw the person under the bus who suggested it. but I'm down for it. I think it's nice. Why should
Yeah, I'll do
everyone
it.
always
It was
be
my
joyful?
idea, and we should. I wanted it to be called Idiot of the Year, but apparently that wasn't acceptable. So no, my idea, and I own it.
See, and I tried to keep you safe there, Sean, but no, okay, that's fine. So as it was your idea, we might as well let you go first. Sean, which person is winning your no of the year?
Oh, plenty of options for this one. Yeah, I'm not going to run through them all because there's a high chance someone else has got them. What I'm going to go for is Nikki Doucette, the WSL, and everyone else involved. Because what are you doing? You have what you have in front of you, right? Is a glorious opportunity, a golden egg. It's right there. You just had to grab it. What they've done within the first 10 seconds is drop it on the floor and it's all crashed. And there's no saving it. Honestly, like, how stupid can you be? We want more of the product. 12 p.m. kickoffs. Yeah, go on then. Oh, the numbers are down. What? What do you mean? What do you mean we only get so far? Oh, Kel Surprise. Because no one watches at 12 o'clock on a Saturday or a Sunday. It's just, and there are no fans there. Yeah, because the trains are too expensive and we can't get to away days on time because you kick off so early. There's just so many opportunities, glorious opportunities after any major moment. And they're like, we'll try that. That'll do. Same with hiring GK Barry to do a cup draw. Idiots. What do you think was going to happen? Honestly. And then, do I have any faith in them? No, not at all. They are wasting glorious opportunity after glorious opportunity. And quite frankly, they need to go there. No of the year, or my version of it, Nikki Doucette, the WSL, and co.
I feel like you've been holding that in, and I hope that you feel absolutely. This is a nice way of wording it. The Katie McCabe moment, yeah, absolutely. Unless, of course, that is your no of the year, Freya. How about for you? What would be your no of the year?
Yeah, I'm going on the same ilk, but this time I'm talking about graphics and ideas, and we're going to be, I wish I could sack the people behind the WSL graphics and the people behind, of course, Sky Sports Halo. whoever, yeah, we talked about it at the time, we won't go into it again, but yeah, those people just need to have a long, hard look at themselves, what they tried to bring into the world, and never do it again. So yeah, that's my huge no of the year.
Nice wording for it. What they tried to bring into the world. It was very Stranger Things. That.
And one little one, just as it's come to my head. Can we stop using the word clutch, please, in front of everything? Because it's now become a word that I'm sure meant something at the time. Not to me, I'm too old. But it apparently meant something. But now it's been used so many times. It's lost all meaning, and I can't do it anymore. So please stop using the word clutch, please, and thank you.
What word would you like to use instead?
Literally any other adjective.
Any other adjective?
Literally anything else. Yes.
So,
Bring back like proper Shakespearean English, like proper beautiful words. Like we'll get Susie Dent on the case. Like we'll get some really good words, just not clutch. Anything but clutch.
And the other word I hate is everyone aura this, aura that. What does that mean? That means niche. That means nothing.
No.
Oh, come on.
Awful.
Okay, well, I mean that's very interesting. I'm just trying to work out what I'm going to use now the next time I go into Halfords for my car. My to be or not to be. My to be or not to be is broken.
No, when you use it as a noun, it's fine. It's when you use it as an adjective.
Just checking. Mild panic. There we go.
Halfords are still a safe space for your clutch. Okay.
Happy days. Thank you for that, Liberty.
So I had one, and then I just thought of another one. So I've really got like one big one, and then one smaller one that I think kind of went under the radar. The small one is
Sounds
whoever.
like you're on countdown with that one. I have 4 big ones.
Yeah, 4 big ones, 3 little ones, please. Thank you. The small one is whoever at Linköping thought that hiring Willie Kirk was going to save their season and save them from relegation. I'm not really sure about what you saw of him in the WSL gave you that impression. I didn't see it. It didn't work, and now he's he's. I don't understand. Right, I don't know what's going on in Swedish football, but how the man got a job at Linköping to begin with, don't understand. They then get relegated. And there's obviously something in his contract. If they got relegated, he'd be let go. So he's been let go. And he's managed to get a top 4 team. A top 4 team have hired him. I don't get it. I'm very surprised. And it makes it even better that it's one of Hammarby's biggest rivals in Djurgården that have hired him. Uncle Tony, I think that pronunciation was not my best. Please don't judge. That was terrible. But they've got and hired him, and I don't get it. I don't understand why this man keeps getting jobs. Anyway, that was my small moment that turned into a tiny bit of a rant because I remembered he got a new job since Linköping got relegated. But anyway, my actual one that I have literally written down in my book. Making your women's squad smaller to help the men, aka whoever at Barcelona have decided that having about 18 first-team players because you wanted to sign Marcus Rashford on loan was a good idea. And also a goalkeeper that they signed for the men's. I'm sorry. This is, at this very moment, the best team in women's football. And you've taken them down to 18 first-team players, most of which who were injured / are injured. See Patrick Yahara from earlier. And you're expecting them to win trophies and do really well, but you've given them 18 first team players because you took all of them down because you either cancelled their contracts and or thought about selling them and then didn't, to make money for the men's team who are nowhere near as good. Yes, they're good and they do well, but they also lost to Chelsea men, which is are they really that good then? It just drives me insane. And a Barcelona fan on Twitter yesterday was trying to make a big thing about one of their Barca B, so that's their academy squad having 210 first team minutes of this season and comparing it to some people across the rest of Europe without the context of the reason they're getting first team minutes is because you don't have a big enough squad to fill the requirements to play in La Liga. And I just think that if you're going to use your women's squad, which is, at this current moment more successful than your men's squad, to make the men's squad better, quote unquote, and basically just completely dismantle a really excellent women's squad that you took time to build. You probably don't really care that much about women's football, and you probably should get lost.
There we go. Congratulations. Well done. Mine was Joe Barton. So there we go. That was quite easy, really. He wouldn't have been my note or my idiot, though. I've got a very special adjective that is reserved for him, but I can't use it because Freya just said I can't. So come up with a different one indeed. He's not clutch, but he's certainly something else. Right. It's getting tense. We're down to our last 2 rounds. Sean is on 13. Liberty is on 9. Freya is still going, which is great news.
Fix. Match.
I've now got a part of a competition. So it's a part of a competition's logo. You need to tell me, and I've been very nice when it comes to these, to be fair, which competition it is.
Serie A, women.
That is Freya's point. She's finally off
Yes,
the three.
Freya!
The comeback is on. Ha. Next one.
Nations League.
Nations League.
Is the Nations League. I think that might have been Sean.
Whoa, that was clearly me.
About it was obviously
What I
me.
had.
It was
Sean
me.
voice
That's such bollocks. It was
I was going to say
me.
it was all 3 of us, but that.
It was all 3 of us. It was me. It was me.
It's not my
No,
fault that I have
part of
better
it.
internet and I get there first. It's
I'm
just
thinking
not-
it could be
That's
the internet.
discrimination.
It is.
Yes, that's right. Absolutely. It's completely that. Next one.
Thank you, Uncle Tony.
Subway Cup.
It is the sub. See, we knew that was your
I can't see.
favourite. How
No.
did it go?
That's a digital error.
And
That didn't
well,
come up on my screen until after Sean had said something. No, I'm rebelling. I'm revolting.
I would rebel if
Not
I
on
were you.
strike.
I'm storming the Bastille. Europa
Europa
Cup.
Cup.
Europa Cup from Freya.
Yes.
Nailed it. That was
See,
your
I can
round,
see
Freya. Absolutely brilliant. Well done.
I
So
still
give
think I
yourself
should
up
have
to
had that
5.
point. I said it first, not Sean. It was me.
As I say, you are welcome to send video evidence through to me, and we will change the scores. But there we go. Interesting. Uncle Dub saying it's Liberty. They're watching. All right. I will put Sean on 14.
No, you are. No,
Okay.
sorry. No, look at you, swayed by the
And Liberty
people.
online.
What kind of head are you? What kind of presenter are you? You're swayed by the
Swayed
people.
by people.
Also,
They're watching
while
it.
while you're on your high chair, no one in that chat likes me. No one stuck up for me. No one said that's a good mention, Sean. So why on earth do you believe them? Put me back to 15, and then we'll have a lovely little chat. Yeah.
14 points. Liberty on 9.
Oh, look at him,
Freya on 5.
pandering.
Listen,
Disgraceful.
the customer is always right.
No, they're not.
Well, that's what I was.
What do these lot know? Nothing.
Anyway, Iris Moans is back on it there, so well done, Iris. Right, on to our song or film that would encapsulate a team. Sean's just gone, oh, I forgot about that. And
I go last, please. Thank you.
he's going, I will go for Brighton and Love Actually, please, because I actually love my team. That's where he's going to go with. It's a tricky one. Your song or film that you think it encapsulates either your team or another team's year. So, Freya.
But sorry,
Have you
before
got
we
something?
start,
Oh.
I'm going to change my answer now. But I need physical evidence. Film. Love Actually.
Because you actually love your team.
No, because if it was a lot of different storylines coming together right at the right moment for the Champions
Okay.
League win. I actually had thought about it, but now that you've said that, I'm embarrassed and I'm going to have to think of a different film.
Excellent. Which means, Freya, you are the only person at this point who can do it.
I mean, kind of. I was trying to go really clever, so I'm going to say a boring one, but then I'll come back with a good one. I really want to get Lord of the Rings reference in tonight for this one, so I'm going to go with City and The Return of the King, because they're returning back to the top of the table. They're coming back, having a resurge, shall we say. But yeah, I'm going to think of a better one. So just take that as a placeholder for now, and then I'll do a better one.
Well, we'll see. We'll see if you come up with a better one. Santa Simons, have you revised your answer, or are you just going to go all in?
No, I'm going to revise my answer because I'm embarrassed. Because I was going to do this whole thing about I was going to say, oh, it's full circle because at the beginning I mentioned Love Actually, and look, here's my answer for film. It's Love Actually, but now I'm just embarrassed. So my song for reference for both Hammarby and Arsenal was These Boots Are Made for Walking, because both of them have been on European journeys this season. Obviously, Arsenal did in fact win the Champions League in May, but also Hammarby have been playing in Europa Cup and obviously played this team called Manchester United in the qualifiers. But my film, I'm actually going to choose for Arsenal, but it also really could work for Hammarby as well if I think about it too much. One of my top 2 favourite films of all time, and I don't think Connor's here anymore, but if he was, he'd never have seen it. Dead Poet Society. Because it's all about learning and growing as people, and I think Arsenal's Champions League run last season, but in 2025, there's all been ups and downs and losing and then coming back and winning, and learning from past mistakes to then go and lift the trophy in Lisbon. And if you ignore the really sad bit at the end of that film, it's just a film about learning and literature and things. And so Arsenal for learning, Dead Poet Society.
There we go. Very interesting choices. Now, Sean, you had a little bit of time to panic and pull something out of your sleeve. What have you come up with?
not films because I've seen none of them.
Okay.
So I've gone for songs, and I've gone for players. Okay, so forgive me if you may. My first one, Jenna Nyswanger, "I Want to Break Free" by Queen is my first offering, and then for Jess Fishlock, I'm going for "My Way" by Frank Sinatra.
Okay, very nice. Very nice. Freya, have you revised yours, or are you quite content to just stick with what you went with?
It's still not as good, so I will have to get it back to you, Barry. Then you're gonna have to tell the world a little bit. I'm gonna be not as funny as I'd hoped, but I'm gonna go back to Villa, and I'm gonna go Dog Days Are Over, Florence and the Machine, because the worst has passed. The seasons that we won't talk about, the games we won't talk about, but we're getting back on track with Natalia Arroyo, and the future is bright. So there we go.
Lovely. Well, as it's Christmas, I am allowed to reference my beloved Manchester United on this one. So I've got a film and a song for Manchester United and their year as it has been so far. My film is Sliding Doors. I feel like Manchester United have every game is like a sliding doors moment, whether or not we manage to shoot and score. If we shoot and score, we seem to tend to win. And if we don't, then we lose or draw, and it's not ideal. So that would probably be my film that I would go with. But based on our squad depth as well, our song I've gone for is "Living on a Prayer." We're halfway there, but we are definitely living on a prayer. So there we go. That would be my song and film. Right, we're down to our last two questions. And the first one is a anagram, and the last one requires a response that you will need to write down if you have that ability in front of you. So here's your first one. Here is your anagram. It's an easy one. It's person.
No. Liberty Simons.
It is Liberty Sirens. There we
No.
go.
You want to know who I thought it was at first, right?
I'd love
You
to
know
know
what's
who you
going
thought it
through
was
my
at
head?
first.
At first, I thought it was Maisie Simons, and that's what I was thinking. And then I was thinking, there's not enough M's, and also there's no A, and also something else that I can't remember. And also I was going, oh no, it's not. Oh, that's really annoying. It's not. And then I was thinking, there's an L there, and there's a B, and I was like, oh wait, it's me.
Okay. Now the final question is going to have ramifications on this one, by which I mean the person that gets this the closest will gain 5 points. Okay. Now you need to, Sean, you should win this. All right, you should. And it's not weighted at all. I will need to see your hands as you're writing.
By the way,
Yes.
I don't have.
That's fine, as long as I can see your phone in front of you. That's good.
Okay.
Now, this year was the most highly attended Euros of all time. They flashed it up on a great big scoreboard how many tickets were sold and how many people went there. And Sean, the reason why you should get this right is because you were the person who guessed this the last time this question came up, because you had seen it on Twitter. So it's a 6-digit number. How many tickets were sold for the entire competition of the Euros?
I remember seeing that number too.
I do not remember seeing that number, so I have just guessed.
Okay, now. So, Freya, you are currently in third place. What is your guess?
I have written it down. 674,285.
674,285. Liberty, you are in second place. What have you gone for?
707. What even is that number? 750000.
750,000.
50,000.
Sean.
I've gone 600k.
So, I can confirm that the closest, it was 657,291, meaning that Freya
Excuse me.
gets the 5 points. Which means that our little festive fun has ended with Freya and Liberty both on 10 points. That's our
Yay.
Very
winner
well done. Very well done.
is
Well done.
Sean with 14. Good job. Well done, sir. He won it in the end. See, it wasn't weighted at all. But it made Freya feel better. And isn't that a lovely Christmas present? She's not just stuck there on 5 now. So it's a wonderful world. We're down to our final award, so to speak, which is our bold prediction for 2026. Sean, I believe, was it you that came up with the idea for the bold prediction? So I'm going to let you go first just to make sure the other two are quite content with their answers. What's your bold prediction for 2026?
So I've got 2 and they're both transfer related.
Okay.
First one, I'm utterly convinced that Mary Earps will be a London City Lionesses player come the start of next season. I'm utterly
Oh,
convinced.
please let that be true. That'd be incredible.
The second one, because she's never signed a contract extension at a club for a good number of times, and I don't think this team are going to get promoted this season. But just the timings of it, and I don't think I'll have, but I'm going to put it out there. What if Lucy Bronze went to Sunderland?
Right. I've said this
Oh,
multiple times. Not quite now, but I can definitely see her and Beth Mead when the time comes going back to Sunderland, because that's what I thought Jordan Nobbs was going to do, but she's not. She's a traitor. And yeah, I can 100% see that.
Yeah.
For the
So I'll
end
go
of the
Earps to London City and Bronze to Sunderland.
that's quite something. Well, Couture wants to see Mary Earps face the music, so that would be quite interesting. And again, that would make him very happy, or her very happy. United to win the UWCL. Well, listen, Arsenal managed it, so you're just saying you managed it and you weren't expected to. Crikey, no need to get yourself grumpy about that. So there we go. Let's go over to Grumpy Pants over there. Liberty, what's your bold prediction for 2026?
My bold prediction is that whichever WSL2 team is in the playoff game wins the playoff game against whichever WSL team it is. Because I think, here's my thinking. One, some of those teams down the bottom of the WSL are not very good. I'm going to tell you, I'm just going to be super honest. They're not that good. And I think that some of those sort of top end WSL2 teams are really putting a lot of effort. They're building really good squads. And I think when it comes down to that, like that game and that situation of like being so close to promotion, you could like literally touch it. That they will just find that extra like 1% and do it. Whoever it is, I just have this like feeling that they can do it. Especially because I think somebody on this panel has said no WSL2 team is going to win that playoff. It's not worth it, blah, blah, blah. It was Sean, if you couldn't pick that up. I was picking up what I was putting down, it was Sean. I think, yeah, the WSL2 team will be promoted and it will cause a cosmic shift in the WSL as we know it going
Okay.
forward. That's my 2026 prediction.
Very interesting. Rennie Slagers will not be the manager of Arsenal next season, according to Uncle Dub's bold prediction. That's not a headline, by the way, just so that we know it's not just been reported by the Press Association there. Freya, your bold prediction for next year.
Mine actually goes with Uncle Tony on this one. Renee Slagers to Everton.
Wow.
I can see it. I can see the unrest starting.
But why
And-
Everton?
What's
Why-
going to happen?
why not?
Brian?
I think why not? Like that's
So-
not, how do you swap Arsenal top
Yeah.
3 at the moment
There is
Champions League
reason. There
winners
is reason. There is
to
reason.
then
So,
drop to Everton? Like, I don't see the logic.
I mean, hang on. Drop to Everton. Everton are a good team. So I love Arbrow. Absolutely love Arbrow. And I really hope it stays the way it is. But I just think, are Everton going to get to a point where they're not happy with the squad they've got? You look at the players they've got, they should be achieving higher. They should be up there fighting. So if they sense a bit of unrest somewhere else and maybe some doubt, then why not go for a manager that can maybe up-level that? And Renee is that person?
Okay, but who are Arsenal going to get? This is also a
Brian,
question.
you swap.
And so,
Well,
and
that's
I tell you who Arsenal can get anyone they want because they have the money and the
Money
will.
to pay for them.
Yes.
You're also the guy who said we should get Seb Hines and also Arthur Ellis.
Not bad managers, I don't think.
One's never played club football before. I don't think that's a risk you really want to take if you're being. No, Uncle Tony, we're not bringing back Jonas. He's clearly very happy in San Diego where it's sunny and it's nice. No.
Rumour has it, could be Mark Skinner.
You guys are just saying this to annoy me. I'm going to go into Christmas annoyed with all of you. And you, Uncle Tony. All of you. You're just doing it to wind me up.
I feel like I will survive on this one. So there we are. We've got all the way till January for you to forget about it, which is one look to Everton. It's mad, isn't it? That's a take.
Just you wait. You wait for that announcement on BBC Sport to come up on your phones. Slagers to Everton.
I'll tell you what, that happens in 2026. Slagers,
And then me and my crystal ball reckon that
I'll
money in.
be-
Right.
Woo.
Watch the space. Watch it.
Where to go with that one? That's that is definitely a hot take. That is the hottest of all takes. I thought Mary out to London City was potentially going to be the biggest one there, but that is Couture loves it, absolutely loves it. There we go. But Freya doesn't. Sorry, not Freya. Liberty doesn't. She's well, I don't know what the word is there, on strike, I suppose, at that point. But there we go. That is the bold takes. I'm not sure I have any bold takes for 2026. Part of me wants to, say perhaps one of my bold takes is that Sean next year will find a proper love and kinship for the Sandwich Cup. That would be an interesting take.
Yeah, I've got one for you. How about Mark Skinner will start playing some young players?
I can't see it happening. This is what I mean. Like, I'd love to have the absolute temerity to be able to sit there and say, I think United are going to win the Champions League, but I don't. I'd like to be able to say, well, I think United might win the WSL, but I don't think we will. I think the closest I could come to a potential hot take is that United and Arsenal this season could be so bothered about everything else that's going on around them that Spurs could nick the third Champions League spot. And that's probably the closest I could get to a ridiculously hot take.
I'd just like to put something out there. I am not the only Arsenal fan who likes Renee. I know people who also like her. I am not alone.
It's turned into Michael Jackson now. So there we go. But lovely. There we are. So yes, that's probably the closest I could get to a hot take. It's not definite, but I can see a world where it happens. There's definitely a universe that happens in. But there we go. Well, that's it, guys. That's 2025 for our Monday night shows in the record books. It's done. It's sorted. Not much to say, really, other than a massive thank you, as I've said before, to the three of you for helping to turn this show into what it has become. To have this ability to just come on a Monday and chat football with people that were just people I knew initially and who have now become lifelong friends is a wonderful, wonderful thing for us to be able to do. And I really do enjoy the chance to come and chat with you all. So a massive thank you for the last time in 2025. Freya, I believe you've got something that's come out on your channel, an interview. It's probably a little bit late now because it was prior to the FA Cup, but you can still go and watch it.
Yeah, absolutely. We've been trying to showcase the teams that don't get the media attention. So I had an interview with Liverpool Fed's general manager Abby Pope and captain Shan Thompson. So yes, that's out now. So go give the little watch. They're really lovely to talk to. So it was a really lovely interview. It's only about half an hour as well, so it's a nice little, nice little snippet. I'm doing some stuff on the Hull 15 yards again for FA Cup, also the SEA games as well, which again no one's talking about. I'm going to get mixed up. I'll put the link to it if you follow me there. T-Phrase writes. I've got a lot going on. I'm pretty much on all podcasts. There will also be a Villa Christmas quiz that we're going to set up at some point if anyone's interested. So we're going to do like a big Kahoot and we're going to do it live and hopefully get everyone interacting at the same time, which sounds quite fun. So lots to keep busy and then a nice Christmas break. So thank you very much.
Excited. You'll have to let us know when that Villa quiz is going on. I'll just come on and push A all the time and see if that gets me anywhere. But there we go. So that's brilliant. But again, massive thank you to you, Freya, for the time you put in. It's ridiculous.
Thank you.
The amount of effort you put into women's football and the time you spend doing it. And I certainly do appreciate, as I'm sure many of the other people do, whether that be the blogging that you do, the ridiculous hours that you do on podcasts. This was only ever supposed to be a 45 minutes to an hour podcast, and it's turned into a bumper one now. I feel a little bit like when the wrestling went from 1 hour to 2. That's kind of what we're like now. But I love it. It's a great conversation. So thanks again. Liberty, anything you would like to shout out? Is there anything interesting happening?
No. I'm only interested when the Damallsvenskan's on, because otherwise I'm just sort of like everyone else, to be honest. I only really have come alive between the months of March and November. No, nothing interesting yet. Come January and half the Damallsvenskan is elsewhere, I'll be tapping away trying to keep up. So
there we go.
Maybe join before then, because then you'll see I'm a decently chaotic person. I can sort of say whatever I think. I would like it known that I have commented it, but I did understand what Uncle Tony said, and it does mean Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year in Swedish, and I'm very proud of myself for getting that. I'm not very good at the pronunciation, so I'll leave that be. But it does mean Merry Christmas and it means good Christmas and a Happy New Year. But as broad as it's long, maybe the Swedes don't have a word for merry, so it's the same thing. But yeah, everything's just my name, which is Simon, like the boy's name with an S on the end, sort of mucked up what I always say there. Yeah, we're probably going to lose half our players to Spurs at this rate, which is, I think I said this last week, but what? But yeah, I'll be interesting again next year, but at the moment I'm a bit boring.
Lovely. Well, we look forward to that. Maybe we'll ask you again for your song as the soundtrack to your life, and maybe come alive from The Greatest Showman will be it for where you are. But again, massive thank you to you as well, not just for what you do with us on a Monday, but for all of the stuff you are putting out there regularly and keeping us properly up to date with all of the leagues across Europe, especially. It's much appreciated. And of course, Sean, for you as well, anything you'd like to shout out? Is there anything interesting occurring between now and Christmas, or are you very much on a break, as Ross would say?
I'm going completely rogue because I've only got one more game to do before Christmas that I'm working, and it's tomorrow night. And I'm actually going to just briefly talk about men's football. I know, kill me now. Cardiff playing Chelsea in the League Cup tomorrow, and I cannot wait. We're doing very well. We're top of League One. We scored a 99th minute winner on the weekend, and I'm just very interested to see what our young team of a lot of homegrown talent can do against Chelsea. So if you can watch it, please do. Other than that, I'm doing nothing. I'm going to Benidorm for New Year, so I'm going to be fine. But also, thank you, Barry, because you know you don't say this to yourself, but this channel wouldn't be going without you. The way you book things, the way you get the running order, the way what we talk about, you deserve a lot of credit. Good son, this wouldn't be none of this would be happening without you. So thank you very much to you.
Thank you very much. I very much appreciate that. So there we go. And I did hear here, which is how Sean managed to win, because I heard him first. Hopefully Santa will bring better broadband connection for everybody else so they can hear theirs next time. But it's honestly been an absolute pleasure. Cheers again, Sean, for everything you bring us with regards to especially around Welsh football, but of course everything else that you give us across Europe, across America, all of these chats we have in the internationals as well. All that's left to say from us on a Monday night is a very Merry Christmas to all of you. I hope you have an incredibly restful and peaceful Christmas. It's not always the nicest of times for everybody. Not everybody wants to be sat there and being told have a Merry Christmas. It might be one of the worst times that you have to try and get through. And if that's the case, listen, my DMs are always open. If you're feeling a little bit lonely this Christmas, don't know what that is, this Christmas, do feel free to send a little message across. I'm more than happy to chat absolute rubbish with you throughout Christmas should you need to. But if not, like I say, have a peaceful one, have a restful one. I hope you enjoy it in the very best of your ways. There will be lovely lingo coming up. Like I said, there might be another one just before, but if not, we wish you as well a very merry and prosperous 2026 when we will be back bigger than ever. And I don't necessarily mean that we're going to be better than we were before. What I do mean is that I would have eaten many, many Christmas dinners by that point, and so we will certainly be bigger. Look forward to seeing them. Take care.